Hello, I'm here today with Mark Simmons of Mixed Digital, and he's going to talk with us about the topic that he's going to present at the DMFB Digital Marketing for Business Conference that will be held in Raleigh on May 6th through 8th, and it will be at the Raleigh Convention Center. Mark will be talking about the data-driven philosophy. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, can you tell us one thing that people ought to know but don't know about your topic?
The data-driven philosophy, in my mind, is all about using data to make smarter decisions. It's astounding how many companies have tons and tons of data that they're just not taking advantage of. And this is marketing data, customer data, sales data, operational data that is just sitting there, and they're not making use of it to save money, to make more money, to make things more efficient and provide richer experiences for their customers. So what I try to do is get the company in the right frame of mind to understand that data is their friend, and that they should be using data to make these decisions instead of using their opinion or their gut feelings, which is what many professionals have relied upon in the past. The data revolution is the most important thing to pay attention to in the present day.
Thank you. Let me do a follow-up on that. For somebody that hasn't really started using data yet or is just using it minimally, is there a simple way that they can get started?
Absolutely. Google Analytics is used by probably 80% of companies out there that are using analytics because it's free. It's relatively simple to get set up and start collecting data. Once you have a basic understanding of what the different metrics mean and how they work together, then you can start to develop a better understanding of what's going on your website, what's going on with your customers. If you have an e-commerce site, what's going on with your sales, lead generation the same way. Get going on collecting the data and then start to understand how to translate it into useful information.
Oh, that's a great tip. That's a great tip. Where do you see analytics moving in the future?
Analytics in the future is really going to start to become 360 degrees. And what I mean by that is that currently analytics is relegated to the digital world. And what we'd like to see, and what we've always kind of complained about as marketers, is that the traditional advertising or traditional marketing arena is left out of the analytics world. Google's introducing something called universal analytics, which enables you to do things such as use near-field communication or radio devices that are used for tracking and then pull that information into the analytics tool so that you can then start to see what's going on in your stores, where a customer came from, how they went online, looked at some of your social media channels, came back to your website, and then went back in the store and actually made the purchase. In today's world, without that information, all you would see is what happens when they hit your website or hit your social media profiles. You wouldn't be able to make that connection that they went back to the store after viewing something on your website. So the future of analytics is to become all-encompassing and really to be able to track your customers from every touch point and have a much richer understanding of their behavior and the opportunities that that data presents.
Great, thank you. Another question that I'd like to ask you is, what do you think the most valuable aspect of analytics is?
Quite simply, the ability to track all activity that occurs on your website so that you can understand visitor behavior. You know, what portions of the site they're visiting more often, what they're paying attention to. It delves into your content strategy, your social media strategy, your print and traditional media strategies as well, because you have an understanding of where they came from, what they did, and how these different channels interact. With a consistent review of something such as multi-channel analytics, you can understand where users are coming in different touch points. If they started on social and then came to your web and then went back and came through a paid search campaign. You have this incredible insight as to how customers find you, how they peruse your site, and how they ultimately make purchases and drive revenue.
Thank you for sharing this really important information with us. Tell me about your company, Mix Digital.
Mix Digital is a group of consultants that have their own specialties. We come together to provide services for our clients, such as paid search, organic search, or SEO, social media, and of course, analytics. We believe that our structure enables us to be extremely nimble, and we are able to utilize our individual talents to provide the best service and results for our clients.
Great. What's your web address so that people can come and learn more about your company?
Absolutely. We have actually two web addresses. The first is mixeddigital.com, M-I-X-E-D, digital.com. And the second address is for my personal consulting site, which is Mark F. Simmons. That's F as in Frank, SIMMONS.com.
Thank you, Mark. Now, you can sign up for the conference at digitalmarketingforbusiness.com, and that starts on May 6th, and we are looking forward to listening to what Mark has to say and watching him as he does his presentation and tells us more about the importance of analytics. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mark.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.